Hey everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to introduce my membership program. And in this membership program, I will provide you lots of stuff like ASP.NET Core from a beginning to professional videos. And it's not only a simple video tutorial, it's based on the project. So you can purchase it in 800 rupees for the Indian users, and rest countries you can buy from $15. Okay, and you can use PayPal account for buy this membership. And when you if you want to get this membership, you just fill that Google form that is available in video description box. The link is actually available in video description box, so must to check your video description box and fill the form. After the filling the form, I will contact you via the mail. Okay, so in this membership, I will provide you complete video tutorial of about a .NET Core, that is beginning to professional video tutorials. And the next one, I will provide you RESTful API and the Blazor course. Okay, so it's not only a simple tutorial, it's project based tutorial. So I will provide you lots of projects. So Blazor video tutorial, RESTful API tutorials. Then after, I will provide you Angular tutorials. I meant to say the fundamentals to the professional video tutorials. And then after, I will provide you React tutorials. And in .NET Core, I will use Entity Framework Core and the SQL Server. And .NET Core, we just use uh, Entity Framework Core model first approach. Okay, and the MS SQL Server. And then after, I will provide you C# basic course, and then next I will provide you DSA based course, that is the data structure and algorithm. So it's not only these courses, I will provide you lots of courses and video tutorials plus complete source code. Okay, so you know that guys, if you want to get this membership, you just fill this form. So if you want to get the full stack development course, just fill this form, and this form link is actually available in this video description box. So just put it your name, your email ID, your contact number, transaction reference ID or order ID or PayPal ID. You can just add it here, and that is course fee. That is 800 rupees for Indian user and $15 for the other country user. So you can use this QR code, and also you can use for other country, then you can use this QR code for the PayPal user, and just click to the submit button. And after, I will inform you via mail. So please check your spam box as well. Okay, of your mail. Please check your spam box and inbox. Okay, so after that, I'm going to share you the course curriculum. So I will share you a course curriculum about ASP.NET Core. So this is from basics to advanced, and here we have relationships, validation, session, reusable component, themes, page utility, generic repository, unit of work, identity, data seeding, real-time projects, prototypes, and the project analysis phase of the project analysis, filter, middlewares. Okay, and that is my web API, and you can say that it's a RESTful API. So what is WCF, SO, and the rest? Create ASP.NET Core Web API projects, attribute routing, test API, Swagger, Postman, default parameter binding, and all. These all are the Web API topics and the RESTful API topics, and these all are the Angular topics. So everything is included here. Dynamic routing ID, lifecycle events, HTTP client module, JSON placeholder, ng container, ng content, design, course, algorithm, authorization, guard features, and API projects for JWT authentication, view shield, and HTTP interceptors, material component, paging, searching, sortings, and everything. Now the next one is the C# courses, and everything is completed. C# courses, data structure courses, okay, and the Signal R courses, and that is my Bootstrap course, microservices, and JavaScript, and Microsoft Blazor course, that is Microsoft Blazor course, React course also included in this, MS SQL Server complete guide, and object OpenCV Sharp, ImagueCV, and OCR. That is it's based on the digital platforms, and like image processing, image load, convert to grayscales, displaying image, and everything. Okay, so that is not enough. I will continue with my work, and I will share you weekdays videos to you, okay, in your mail. So everything is in only 800 rupees for the Indian users. So please fill this form if you see this video, and just see the video description box, and where you will find a Google form link, and just fill the form and get the membership. Okay, so let's get started with the 500 question answers on the link, and that is. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to design a new system that is customer relationship management, or a shopping cart project in a repository pattern. So I want to design a shopping cart project in a repository pattern first. So just create a cart. This is my project name. I mean to say that MVC cart. Okay, this is my system, that is MVC cart system, and I want to design it, okay, via Visual Studio Code. So prerequisites is Visual Studio Code and .NET SDK. So just open your MVC cart in your command prompt. First of all, I want to check it .NET dash info, which version I have installed of .NET, and the current version of SDKs are like these. These are the current versions. So 7.0, 8.0, 0.404, and 9.0, and these are the versions of SDK. So, okay. Now I want to go for, first of all, create a new JSON file, and that is global.json file. So that I just define the current version. So it's a JSON file actually, and that is my similar global.json. Okay, so here we have, and that is define SDK. Okay, and that is the version under the SDK, that is version of the just I want to use the current version of SDK is 8.0.404. So 8.0.404, this is my current version of SDK. So just save this, and you can see that here we have it's not bad, not fine, SDK 404. Okay, so just rename it global.json. Okay, so that one is the global.json file, and here you can just use a .NET. Here we have a .NET build command. .NET build. After the .NET build command, error, specify a project or the solution file. The current working directory does not contain a project or the solution file. So .NET build command is not run here, and you know that .NET. Okay, so first of all, create a .NET new XLN file. Then after, I just create a .NET build command. Okay, so oops, that is warning, unable to find a project to restore. And you can see that here we have a document, and SLN file is here, build succeeded, unable to find a project restore. So you need to add a unable to find a project restore. So .NET restore command is used here, warning, unable to find a project to restore. Okay, and that one is not find any project to restore. Okay, so I want to create it .NET new 3-layer architecture. That is, I want to create a first .NET core project and API project. So web API project, I want to add API, that is the output directory, that is API project, and I want to use controls. Okay, so that one is the controllers is created right now, and you can see that here we have a API project, and I want to go for the API.cs file. Okay, so I want to open it first. First of all, I want to add the API project and into the SLN file. So you can see a .NET SLN add API. Okay, and you can see API is there, .NET SLN list. So under we have a API project. Okay, so now I want to open it in Visual Studio Code, and here you can see that here we have a MVC card, and here we have a MVC card. So activating extensions, and there we have a MVC card applications. And now here we have a Solution Explorer. So I just open your Solution Explorer. A Docker install on your system. Do you want to install the recommended extension for Microsoft 8? Yes, I want to install dev containers. That one is the dev containers, and also I want to install Docker. Okay, so there is okay. So now here we have a these are the Solution Explorer, and here we have a API project, and you can see that just click on the API project, and here you can see that here we have a 8.0 target framework. Okay, otherwise if you don't create a global.json file, then you can say that it's not actually you know actually pick the latest version. Okay, so the next one is to I want to add next project in the solution .NET a new class lib project, and the output directory of the project is the core directory. Okay, now I want to add it in the .NET SLN add, that is core. Okay, now the next one is .NET new class lib. The output directory is infrastructure. Okay, so that one is the infrastructure project. Now I want to add into the SLN also .NET SLN add infrastructure. Okay, so here we have a now I want to get the list. So here we have 3 projects in the solution, that is API, core, and infrastructure. Okay, so open your Visual Studio Code, and here you can see here we have a core projects, infrastructure project, and the API project. Now I want to open it the first core project, and here we have a class1.cs file. Just I want to delete this file first. Now here we have an infrastructure file, so just I want to delete the next one. Now open your API project, and here we have a properties.cs file. Now under the launch settings.json file, and here you can see that different types of profiles exist. So I want to delete all profiles one by one. So here you can see that here we have a single profile. I want to take it, and also I want to remove the IIS settings. Okay, so here we have only the single file. You can see that profiles launch URL is the Swagger. I don't want to use Swagger here, so launch browser is true, so just remove from here. Here we have application URL, that is HTTP localhost 500. I want to update it with the 500. Also I want to use HTTPS and 5001. Okay, with the HTTPS. Okay, now save this. Now ASP.NET Core environment is development, that is fine. Now also I want to remove the API swashbuckle project because I don't want to use it here. So saved it. And the next one is the program.cs file. Here we have a app development, so you can use Swagger, there is no need. Also just removed here. also don't want to use authorization and HTTPS redirection. So that one, it's a completely scratch project. So saved it. Okay, now I want to run your API project first and .NET restore command just after that. So you can use .NET restore command. So determining project to restore all projects are up to date. That's fine. Now, just after the restore, I want to add the references of the project to each other. So what is actually, first of all, I want to add API project. So cd API project, and after that you can add .NET add reference. So .NET add reference of other project, that is API actually want you know infrastructure project. Okay, so add infrastructure // infrastructure project. So add a reference of the infrastructure project and to the API project. Now API project also remove from here and add a infrastructure project. So cd infrastructure. Now add a reference. So .NET add a reference, and that one is that is core project. Okay, so the core project is actually added in the infrastructure project. That's fine. Now you can see .NET restore just after that. Okay, .NET restore, oops, you can just change it. cd .NET restore. Okay, are up to date, and .NET build command. All projects are up to date and DLL is created right now. Okay, zero warning and zero errors are there. Okay, now see you in the here we go for the APIs project first, and I want to start it with the project. So use Control+T to open the terminal, and here you can see that here we have a NuGet library like this way, and ports, terminal, and also you can use the SQL Server. So if you want to use SQL Server, you need to add install of extension that is SQL Server. So you can use SQLite, SQL Server, that is SQL Server MS SQL Server, and then you need to install it. Okay. Now here you can just go for the API project first. So under the API, okay. Now after that you can use .NET watch command. .NET watch command is actually used the hot reload features. So you can use .NET watch. Hot reload enabled for a list of supported edits. So you can see here we have a press Ctrl+R to restart, and your project is running now with this port, that is HTTP localhost 7001, and just I want to open it in the browser. So use Control dot and click to the link. Okay, here 404 is there. Now there is no issue because I want to use controllers here. And what is the controller is under the API project. So you can just go, and here we have a API projects, and under the controllers here we have a weather forecast controller. Weather forecast controller is there. So the route is the route directly weather forecast. So just go for it, and here you can see weather forecast, it's running. Here you can see it's running well. Now the next one I want to go for create a DB context file under the infrastructure, and just I want to create a product under the core layer. Okay, so you know that the next task I want to create it under the MVC card. Here we have MVC project, core projects, and infrastructure project. So under the core layer, I want to create a new class. So just I want to add a new folder, that is name is entities. Then the folder name is entity, so I want to just add a new file, and then new file, that is the class I want to choose, and the class name is product. Okay, so there is no need to add a CS file here. And you can see that perfectly namespace matching, that is core entities. So you can see that core and entities, the perfect matching namespaces here. Now under the product class, we can just add the product properties. Okay. Okay, so the next task to do, that is the entities product, that is product entity. Now, before going to add entity here, you can say just I want to add integer, and that is product ID, or that you can say ID. And the next one is to the name of the product. So that is string name of the product. And the next one is to add props, that is description. Okay. And the next one is to add that is the price. Okay. And the next one is to add picture URL. Okay. Next one is the type of the product. So you can just add string. Price is the form of decimal, and it's a type of string. Okay. And the picture URL, and that one is type of the product. So string, that is one is the type of the product. And the next one is to add brand. That one is the brand of the product. And that next one is the available quantity. So available quantity. So available quantity, you can say it's integer. So here you can just see that here we have a just mouse over on the names. You can see that non-nullable property name must contain a non-null value. When existing constructor, consider adding the required modifier or declaring the property as a null. So you can see that here we have a name is required property. So you can see just add a required attribute here. Similar like that, your name is required, similar with your description is also required, and the price is not required, but you know that it's required. So picture URL is required, and the type is also required. Okay, so you can see required, and brands is also required. Okay, so your error or the warning is gone. Okay, now that one is my product entity. But before the product entity, you can see that here each entity actually have an ID property. So just remove from here and saved it, and add a base entity class new file. And the new file is the base entity. Base entity have a ID property, so you can just add here. And product entity actually inherited by the base entity. Okay, so saved it. Now you can see that here we have a base entity, and that is actually existing in the core entities directory. So everything is clear. Now entities is created right now. Under the core projects, so here you have a core projects, and I want to add a new directory, that is data directory. Oops, that's not created under the core projects. Just I want to add inside your infrastructure project. So just right click on it, new folder, and the folder name is the data directory. Now under the data directory, I want to add a new file, that is my db context file. So just I want to add a new file, and the file name is that is uh, my cart context. So you can add a cart context file. Okay, create a new file, and what file is that is the class. So just first of all choose, and that one is cart context. that is cart context file. So under the data directory, you can see the namespace is infrastructure.data directory and the class name is the cart context. Okay, now the cart context is inherited by the db context class. So db context is actually existing in microsoft.data.sql server namespace. So open NuGet package and an entity framework core package. That one is the entity, this one. But you can just search it Microsoft.data, sorry, Microsoft.ASP.NET core, ASP.NET core dot entity framework core. That one package is Microsoft dot SQL server. Just I want to use Microsoft ASP.NET core dot entity framework core dot SQL server. So I want to install it Microsoft. Uh, okay, so just I want to install it SQL server. So that package is Microsoft Entity Framework Core .SQL Server. ASP.NET is not included here, so that it's not visible. Microsoft.a Entity Framework Core .SQL Server. Just I want to install it in the infrastructure project. And you can see that here we have a 9.0 package, but right now I'm going to install it the 8.0 package. So just use 8. Latest and the stable version 8.0.1, because right now I'm going to use the target framework, that is 8.0, so that we can install 8.0 package. Install it. Okay, so now you can go for the problems, and here we have a db context could not be found. Okay, use control dot and error using Microsoft Entity Framework code, this one. And after that, use again control dot and generate constructor, cart context, and all. So based on the base class, you can generate a constructor here. Okay, now save this. Now also add a db set here. So public db set of product, and that is products getter setter. Now save all. Okay, now here we have a that one is the cart controller. So cart context is there. So I want to add a connection string first. So where I just add a connection string, and connection string is actually existing in API project. So api.development.json file. Now I want to add a connection string here. So the connection string is actually contain the server name and etc. So you can say add cart connection. Okay, and here you can just define the server. That server name is local db ms SQL local db, and database name is my cart db. The next one is trusted connection. Trusted connection is equals to true. Next one is multiple active result sets is also true. Okay, so that is my connection string, and I want to use this connection string in program.cs file, okay, with the db context. So here I'm going to register this connection string. So just remove this line, API endpoints. So here I'm going to use builder dot services dot add db context, and here application db sorry, it's my cart context, actually cart context, because every time I use application db context, so that the name is fixed. Okay, so options dot use SQL server. You can see that use SQL server is not available. Use SQL server. Use SQL server is actually use the name. Okay, use SQL server, and here we go for builder dot configuration dot get connection string, and the connection string is named card connection. Okay, but use SQL server is not there under your API project, and you can see that here we have a dependencies directory. Under the dependencies directory we have a infrastructure project. So before going to do this, but I want to restore my project first. So terminal, let's go for the terminal first. Save this project, and I want to restore. So use Control C and cd dot dot, and I want to restore. So .NET restore. Before going to use this, I want to first comment the section, so that I want to use .NET restore command. Okay, .NET restore command. So .NET restore actually restore the complete project. After the .NET restore, you can see you can enable this one. Okay, now use again control dot, and if you just go for the again control dot, you can see that here we have a options.use SQL server is not there. Use SQL server is actually existing in Microsoft Entity Framework core.sql packages that is already installed in infrastructure project, and where we have that is my API project and infrastructure project have a SQL server packages, but it's not actually used here. Use SQL server and references is already there, so you can need to add a .NET build command. Okay, so use uh, again use .NET build command. Okay, zero warning and zero errors, and just after that I want to again use control dot. Oops, it's not there. Okay, that's my options name is mismatch. So you can see options, and here we go for the same options. Okay, now again use control dot, and here we go using Microsoft Entity Framework Core. That package is installed very well. Now your connection string is ready to go, and I want to use .NET EF, and some packages like the design packages under your so what is the design package? Actually your startup project, that is API project. So design package. So here we go for where we have a design package for the migration. We need to add a design package. Microsoft.entity framework core.design package. Okay, just I want to use Microsoft.entity framework core dot. Here we have a design package, and now I want to install it under your perfect package and under your API project first. Okay, now just after that you can go again terminal and see .NET EF. .NET EF is already installed. If you not installed your .NET EF, you can see .NET EF tools. So here we have a GitHub NuGet package .NET EF 9.0 installing. That is the perfect command you can see. And here we have a stable version, that is version 9.0.0 is there. So that is my .NET tool installed globally, .NET EF version 9.0.0, but I want to use .NET 8.0 commands. So you can see here we have a frameworks. Entity framework core tools help with the design time development task. They are primarily used to manage migration and scaffold DB context entity types. So here you can see that a .NET tool install global .NET EF and .NET EF and dash dash version, and you can see uh, here is the current version of .NET EF tool. So that .NET EF tool entity framework core entity .NET core line tool command 8.0.10. I want to update this command with the 8.0.11 because the latest package of my infrastructure project related to the .NET is 8.0.11. So just I want to update my EF core tool package. So just again go to this section and .NET EF database update, .NET EF database drop, .NET EF, the all commands are there. You can see .NET EF migrations add and the name of the migration. Okay, now here we go for the .NET EF framework and dependencies. Okay, so you can just use .NET tool install global .NET EF. I want to update my .NET EF tools. Okay, so you need to add a version, and the version is 8.0.11, and that one is copy command. And now just after go Visual Studio and use this command here, .NET tool install global .NET EF dash dash version 8.0.11. Now after that installing, .NET EF was successfully updated from version 8.0.10 to version this one. Okay, now after that you can use the .NET command .NET EF. .NET EF is the primary command, and now after that you can use migration, and you can see that command actually, and here we have a .NET EF migrations, you can see. So here you can just go for migrations, add migration name is initial. Okay, now you can see that no project was found, and change the current working directory or use the project and options. Okay, now just I want to go for the migrations again. .NET EF migrations, add initial, and startup project is my API project, and that is the project is infrastructure. So infrastructure project. So starter project is API project, and the project is the infrastructure project. And you go that type of error messages and warning messages. So after that one, I just want warning. Microsoft Entity Framework Core Model validations. And no store was found. No store type was specified for the decimal property. Price on type entity type product. This will cause the slightly truncate if they do not fit in the default precision or the scale. If you do not define the decimal precision, I mean to say that 18,2 in SQL Server, that type of error message is given. No store type was specified in the decimal property price. Okay, I want to remove migration again. So what is the command of the .NET EF migrations add? So .NET EF migrations add, .NET EF migrations remove. So again I do for the .NET EF migrations. I want to go for the no project was found, remove. Starter project is API project, and the project is infrastructure. Infrastructure name is missing. Okay, your build succeeded, your removed section is there. Now I want to go for the entity configuration. Now entity configuration is there is two way to do this. So just I want to close all tabs, and I want to go for core projects where we have entities, that product entities. Now I want to configure it entities under your infrastructure project where is your data is here. Now here we have a cart context. Under the cart context we have a override where we just configure your entity's own model creating. But here I'm not going to add configuration. I want to go for the next section, that is the data section. And under the data section, just I want to add a new directory, that is config directory. So under the infrastructure project, I want to just create a config directory, new folder, and the name is config. Okay. Under the configuration, I want to add a new file, and the file name is class, the product entity type configuration. So product configuration. So the name of the class is product configuration. I want under product configuration class is actually existing in the config directory. So here you can use I entity type configuration, I entity uh, type configuration. I entity type configuration have a product class. Okay, now you can use control dot and implement interface, where we have a configure directory. Now you can see that here we have a configure under where we have a entity type builder, entity type builder with the product. So builder, you can use it here. So builder dot builder actually use builder dot property is what x tends to x dot, I mean to say that price. Okay, dot has column type, has column type is that is the decimal. Column type is the decimal of 18,2. Three precision values, just I want to use it here. So you know that builder dot property of x dot rise dot has column type decimal 18.2 is there. Now I want to use this product configuration under your model dot this one. So use model builder dot apply configuration from assembly, apply configurations from assembly, and the type of I mean to say that is the product configuration is the class, it's a type. So you can use product configuration dot assembly. Okay, so that one is the apply configuration from assembly. So that is the product configuration dot assembly here. Okay, now again you can just go for the migration. So here we go for .NET EF migrations. .NET EF for migrations, add the name of the migrations, that is, or you can see that these are the commands. .NET EF migrations, add initial as API project and infrastructure project. So again you do the migration, build succeeded. The name initial is used by the existing migration, and migration is not removed, I think. So you can just go for the migrations directory. Here we have initial is there. So just I want to remove this directory first. Okay, now you can go for again initial. Yeah, it's there. So now migration is applied here, and you can see that initial is there. Now after that I want to use update database command. Okay, so you can see that update database command .NET EF .NET EF .NET EF database update. So you can see .NET EF database update command. Okay, no project was found. Update, that is startup project is API, and that project is infrastructure. Wait for some time. I got an error message, a network related or instance specific error. Establishing a connection to the SQL server. The server was not found. Okay, the server was not found. So you can just go for the API projects, and here we go for the app settings.json file, and here we go for the development settings and connection. Card connection server is local db ms. Okay, it's not here. MS equal local db. Now save this. Again, I just go on. Yeah, it's there, and everything is created right now. You can see. So here we have a product class, and the product have, these are the product entities. Okay, so everything is created right now, and now the next one is to do that is the controller class or the repository section. So first of all, I want to create a new repository. Okay, so just after that, I want to go for the Git repository and initialize the repository first. Okay, now you can see that here we have a source control management, and lots of files are actually there in the Git. Okay, so just I want to hide these files because I don't want to explore it. So you can just add .NET new git ignore file, git ignore file at the solution level, so that you can see that here we have only the 21 changes are there. So only one changes are there, and I don't want to explore my app settings.json file. Okay, so just state changes added to git ignore, and that one is 20 files is there. Now after that, I want to stage all changes. So just you can use stage all changes, and after that you can the first migration. So you can just add uh, first migration instead of first changes, first commit. Okay, first chapter you can say, and commit. Now after that, just commit the changes. You can see that here we have a publish branch is there. Okay, so what branch and what is actually there in default. Okay, so you need to add a repository first. So you can just create a new repository. So here you can see that here we have a different types of things: find a repository and a new a repository. Create a new repository, and under this my name, repository name is shopping cart. That is my shopping cart, and shopping cart is available. Okay, so shopping cart MVC is there. Okay, shopping cart dash MVC, and a description is public directory, and everything is fine. Now create a repository. Now here we have a repository is there. Now just after that, you can see that here we have create a new repository or the command line. So you can see that git init, git add readme, git commit m, first commit, and git branch dash m. If you are not specified the git branch, you can see just add this these things are there. Okay, so you can just use git init command. So just go inside it and add here, that is git init. And the term git is not recognized as the term cmdlt. I mean to say that that command is not recognized here. So uh, in the PowerShell you can not initialize this command actually here. Okay, so after the set the path variable, you can just go for git init. Your git initialization is done under your project MVC cart, and that just after that you can use git commit, the first commit. Git commit is the first commit, and you can see that git commit is already there under the source control, so there is a no need. And I want to add a git branch m, that is the main branch. So you can see here we have a git branch m dash branch, and git branch is there created right now. And after that you can add git remote add origin, this one. So you can just add this one, git remote add origin, and just after that you can commit the git push u origin man. Okay, so you can just publish message the first, first commit, and publish branch. Would you like to Visual Studio Code to periodically run git fetch? Yes. Okay, so you can see that just after that you refresh your directory, and here we go. You can see that here we have a commit is already there, with the message, and 14 minutes ago, and first chapter, these are the first chapter. You can see that that is the commit name. Okay, and okay, so there is a no need to require anything. So that is my API project. You can see that here we have a API projects. Okay, okay, so just after that I want to add a repository here, and you know that git ignore file have a, everything file will be ignored. You know that here we have in the last section that we have API app settings .json file is there. Now I want to that migration is done, and you can see API level, and here we have a API file. Under the API we have a app settings development.json file. Okay, so here we have a connection string, you can see. So now just after that I want to go for the again solution explorer, and here we have a infrastructure. Now in under the infrastructure project, that we have a data directory, that is cart context is there. Now here we have a config directory. Now I want to prepare a repository. So under the core layer I want to add a, the use cases related to the iProduct repository. Okay, okay, so just after that I want to add a new directory under the core project, and that name of the directory is interfaces. So that directory name is interfaces, and under the directory we just add a new. Okay, so just add a new file, and that file name is interface, and interface name is iProduct repository. iProduct repository, and you know that here we have a core and interfaces, that is iProduct repository. Under the iProduct repository I want to, I want to return that is I read only list. I read only list, and that will return the list of product actually. Okay, so it will be a get all product async. Okay, so now just use control dot and using core and entities. Okay, so now just after that I want to add new command, that is task of return, that is product, based on their ID property, so it will be null, and that is get by ID, get by ID async. Okay, so get by ID async here, so you know that based on their ID property, and just after that you can use void add product, and here we go for the product and the product, and that one is product update product. So update product, you can use product void delete product, based on their ID property I want to delete, and check product is actually existing or not. So you can also check task of boolean type, and that is save changes async, and also check bool product exist is product exists on their id property. Okay, so that is my repository, and here we have AI product repository, so I want to implement this repository under your infrastructure project. So under the infrastructure project I want to implement this repository. Now after that, if you want to change this commit, so you know that it's a changes is there, so I want to change all. So state changes. So after the state changes, you know that first repository interface, first repository interface, and commit all, commit. Now you just commit all the first repository interface in the man branch. You can say origin in the man branch, first chapter, first repository interface, and synchronous sync with the changes to the main branch. So sync it. Action will be pull and push commit and to the origin main command. Okay, don't show this again. And just I want to sync changes and push to all, commit changes is there, and I want to push and the pull. Okay, so I want to push to the man repository. So origin is the shopping cart git repository, so just I want to push all the changes. Okay, so push all the changes, you can see in the repository, and where you can see that here we have a shopping cart -MVC repository, and I want to check the current repository where we have a core layer projects, and under the core layer where we have a interfaces, and that is my product repository. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video, and see you in the next video where we will design the next topics. Okay, so under the core repository you can see that the first repository interface, that these are the first chapter, but that changes is occurred in 1 minute ago. Okay,